Jamie, would you be willing, since you're real close, and you had a really good one. It was, and the risk that you were contemplating was sort of expanding to new markets, perhaps in Tampa.
Right.
With your businesses?
Air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services.
Air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services. Okay, great. So this is really easy, so it's just going to be like really easy. So tell me something that you know about taking that risk.
I know that I've taken it before, and I was fairly successful at doing it.
Okay, so
different geographical.
Right, so you know that you've taken that risk before, similar type of risk, and it's been very successful. Great. What else is it? What else do you know that you know about taking that risk?
Well, I know there's a need in the market, and I know there's 2 million people in that market.
You know there's a need in the market, there's 2 million people in that market. Okay, great. Now, what's something that you know that you don't know about taking that risk?
I don't understand the marketing, the different marketing techniques in that up there in Tampa versus here. And I don't know the clientele differences between here and there.
Okay, so you don't know that market difference between there and here, both in terms of the clients and how to market to them and that sort of thing.
And I don't know where the employee talent is.
And you don't know where the employee talent pool is up there. Right, okay, great. Thank you very much. Thanks for working with me. So now I want to direct your attention to the rest of the circle. Notice this is the big chunk. This is what you don't know that you don't know. So Jamie or anybody, what's something that you don't know about taking that risk in that area?
The outcome.
What's that?
The outcome.
The outcome. So yeah, that would be something that you know that you don't know because you're aware that you don't know the outcome. There's actually no answer to that part of the question. So it's a little bit of a trick.
It's a circular reference.
Yeah, it's what you don't know. So there's no answer. It's like your blind spot. But that's where the breakthroughs will happen with respect to actually taking that risk in that area of your life. Because if you think about it, all this that you know and all this that you know you don't know isn't going to carry the day. For example, how many of us know how to lose weight? Right? What's the answer? Eat less and exercise, pretty much. Now, how many of us at any point in our lives have had even 1 ounce of weight to lose? I won't. Right? Knowing makes no difference. We know how to lose weight, and yet most Americans are at least a little bit overweight. How many of us have ever been late to anything in our whole lives? Like late to a business meeting, late to dinner home, late to walking the dog, anything at all. Been late to anything. Pretty much everybody, right? So I've got a secret, and it's just for you guys. Make sure the doors are closed, is that if you left 30 minutes sooner, you'd never be late again, most likely. Now we know that, right? But that doesn't make any difference at all in us being late. Knowing makes no difference. If it did, you would have already taken the risk in that area of your life. So we're going to get a little glimpse of what we don't know that we don't know about what it's going to take to step out and take that risk in your area. So let's go back to your workbook for a second. And on that page, we wrote down some of the areas where you take risks today and some of the areas where you don't. And then the truth is, we only spent a few minutes on it. But if we had spent some hours, we could really capture everything in your whole life on that page, because pretty much it all boils down to either an area that you're taking a risk in or not. So for right now, I just want you to imagine that on that piece of paper, your workbook, you have everything in your whole life written on that piece of paper. When you look at that piece of paper, that is the person that you have become in life. Now, how did we get to be that way? How did we get to become the way we are? How are you the way you are? Experiences,
Training.
training,
The way you're wired.
the way you're wired, parents, culture,
Education.
education. It's obvious, right? Like all those things are valid. Now, if you put all those things together, what do we call that? That's your past. It's obvious, right? The way we got to be the way we are is from our past. Now, the past is the past, and there is nothing that we can do about it, right? Now I'm about to say something very radical. Let's say this is your past. Everything in your past, your education, your experiences, how you're wired, all the things that you mentioned. This is right here. Your past, and this is the radical part, your past has nothing to do with who you are in the present. Nothing. Nothing at all. So you might ask yourself, if the past isn't making me who I am in the present, what is making me who I am? What makes you who you are in the present isn't your past, but rather the future that you're living into. It's the future that you're living into that makes you who you are in the present. So how can that be? Let me give you an example. Let's say that we all are working in the same office. Pretty nice sized company. It's Friday night, it's 6 o'clock. You're all going home for the weekend. You've got happy hours you're going back to your spouse and your family. You've probably got great weekends planned, maybe a little boating, a little fishing, a little football on Sunday. You've got your weekend planned, and here I am sitting still in the office with a pile of papers and work. I've got a project that's due in a week that's going to take me 2 weeks to finish. I've got emails and phone calls to return still. I'm looking at the clock thinking, I'm going to be here on Friday night until midnight. But I'm absolutely ecstatic. I'm excited. Why? Because in my desk drawer are 2 tickets to Maui, Hawaii, that leave tomorrow morning. My best friend and I are going to be in Maui for a week. And I'm going to be windsurfing every day. I'm going to be sitting on the beach, drinking Mai Tais, watching the waves crash over the shore. So here I am in my office, knowing that I'm going to be here till midnight, but I'm absolutely ecstatic because Hawaii is in my future. Now fast forward a week. I've been there for a week. I've windsurfed every day. I've worked on my tan. I've had a lot of Mai Tais. And I'm sitting there on the beach, and I'm watching the waves crash over the shore, and I'm miserable. Why? Because back in my hotel room are 2 tickets that take us back home and back to work tomorrow. So here I am in paradise, absolutely miserable. What's giving you who you are is the future. If it's the future that's giving you who you are in the present, why does it look like your past is giving you who you are? Why it looks like your past is giving you who you are in the present is that your past isn't located in the past. Your past is not located in the past. Guess where your past is located? Any takers? In the present, maybe? No, it's worse. Your past is located in your future. What? It's the past that's sitting out there in your future that's making you who you are in the present. So, I'm 6 years old, and I'm living with my mom and my stepdad. My stepdad's not very nice to me. You know, he's mean, he doesn't give me a lot of attention, drinks a little bit too much. One Saturday morning, he asked me if I'd like to go play football, throw the football around out front. And I'm really excited because I have never really gotten much attention from him. I've never played football before. He was the quarterback, actually, for the University of Southern California when he was in college. So I'm really excited. So we go out to the front yard, and he's standing over there, and I'm here. And he throws the football at me and rifles it. I mean, like I was one of his college buddies, right? And I'm 6, so I'm like this tall, right? And it hits me in the solar plexus, and I drop the ball. I pick it back up, and I go to throw it, and I've never thrown a football before, right? So it takes a little something. It's not like a baseball, not a round ball, right? So I kind of throw it, and you know, it's so big for a 6-year-old, I can't even grip the whole thing. And it kind of wobbles and weaves and, you know, lands short, doesn't quite get to him. He picks it up, looks a little frustrated, throws it again. A little bit softer, but still pretty hard for a 6-year-old to catch. So I drop it, try to pick it up, throw it, missed, short. He comes over to me and he says, "You're a sissy. You can't even play football."